Hello, sweet, beautiful souls, and welcome back to Divine Alignment. I am going to be sharing one of the most potent, life-changing, transformational tools that has completely changed my life. So if you are new, go ahead and hit the like and subscribe button, and let's dive right in. Okay, so learning muscle testing has 1000% changed my life. I'm so excited to talk about this with you all today because when I found out about muscle testing, to me, it was like someone was like, here are the keys to the universe, all the answers that you desire. Here they are. You may have them. You now have the key to all the answers in the universe. That is what learning muscle testing has felt like for me. And today we're going to dive into what this is, how it works, and really how this tool, to say it can change your life, is an understatement. So how I personally got introduced to muscle testing was was really through my health. It was through my health, which is, I think, how we typically view and think of muscle testing is muscle testing foods, or this is also called applied kinesiology. So you may have seen applied kinesiology where like people use they're testing the muscle strength of their legs or their arms. This is applied kinesiology. I just call it muscle testing. And this is based on the premise that the muscle acts as simply a tuning fork for receiving wisdom and guidance and answers. So why muscle testing is so incredible is because when we make decisions from the conscious mind, we are making decisions based on the part of our mind that wants to keep us alive. That is your ego's number one job. This is like, and it's doing a great job. So don't think that there is something like bad or wrong. This is not to bypass the ego or to say like, shut up, you're not doing a good job. No, we like, thank you. You're alive. You're listening and watching to this. Thank you, ego. It has kept you alive. But if you want to have greater health, greater relationships, greater wealth, greater expansion in your life, tapping into the subconscious mind, to universal wisdom, is life-changing. And this is what muscle testing helps us do. When we're muscle testing, we're dialoguing with the subconscious mind, which is the 95%. It is the hard drive. It's where all of the information lives. Whereas the conscious mind is like the display. It's the screen. It's the 5%, right? If you've been here a while, I talk about this stuff all of the time with the subconscious mind and the conscious mind. So when we muscle test, we're asking the subconscious mind, which is really where like our creativity and our guidance and our soul and divine God source, the universe, like this is where they talk to us, is through the subconscious mind. And so when we use muscle testing, this is what we're asking. We're asking this deeper part of us, of the universe, of the cosmos, of ourselves, what the answer is. We do this via the body. The body is like a tuning fork. So this goes off the idea that we could ask for guidance and the body will tell us. The body will tell us exactly what we should do. Now, I came about this as I began to share like almost 10 years ago now, which makes me feel so old to say I've been practicing muscle testing for almost a decade now. And over the years, I have learned to refine it, perfect it, because I saw how completely transformative it was. And so I knew that really learning how to use this would benefit me so greatly. And it's helped me in my sessions, it's helped me with clients, it's helped me in every area of my life. So I'm really excited to talk to you guys about this. How I discovered it and found it was about 10 years ago in my health journey. I was doing all of the physical things. I was going to doctor after practitioner, and they would say like, oh, like you need to do blood work. You need to take this pill. You need to do this protocol. You need to do this like thing after thing after thing after thing after thing. And I was just like following along, going to doctor after doctor, one saying to do one thing, one saying to take another thing, and they were like all different answers. And so I was trying different things, but none of them were really working. So, and if you know me and my journey, like I became a nutritionist. And so, okay, before I get to that, I then discovered, this is before I became a nutritionist, I discovered a practitioner. She did muscle testing. Now she was able to ask me, or rather ask my body what it needed. So what I did, she would say, put out your arm. And she asked me, hold strong. And she pushed down on my arm. And I held strong, stayed up there. She says, now let's ask. And she gives me a supplement. She puts the supplement in my lap. Just hold this. And she tests me. My body held strong. She said, is this good for you? My body held strong. She gave me another supplement. She's like, let's see this one. She asked, is this supplement good for you? My body went weak. My arm went down. She said, perfect. It's the other one. My mind was blown. My mind was blown. I thought, what did you just do? What magic and witchcraft did you just do to me? And she said, oh, well, this is muscle testing. You just saw your body liked this one. Your body did not like that one. And then she starts. So I get on board with this okay, my body was holding something and it liked it this and it didn't like this. Then she starts asking other questions without me holding anything. She says, do you have candida? Do you have mold? Do you have parasites? Do you have yeast? Do you have fungus? Do you have a virus? Do you have a bacteria? And she's asking all of these questions and my body is responding yes or no, yes or no. This blew my mind because now all of a sudden, a doctor was not just guessing what was going on with me. My body was telling them what was happening. Okay? Like this changed everything. Because now I wasn't going off of what some person thought was going on with me. I knew what was going on with me. So, because of seeing this woman and my life completely changing and me beginning to heal my body because I knew what was going on with it, I decided to become a holistic nutritionist. So I went to school because I got really fascinated with food and nutrition, and I knew that this was like where I wanted to start my health, my journey in helping other people with their health and their bodies and wellness. So I became a holistic nutritionist, and I'm so excited because I knew I didn't want to be a dietitian. Not that there's anything wrong with dietetics, but I know that dietitians typically go to work in hospitals and these more traditional places. And I knew they were not teaching muscle testing in dietetics. Now, I also knew that becoming a dietitian gives you a guaranteed job. Being a nutritionist doesn't. So I thought, this is going to be a trade-off. This is the trade-off that I'm making. But I knew I wanted to go the more natural, holistic route because that's always what's been important to me. And I really thought becoming a nutritionist that I was going to learn muscle testing. I was so excited. I go to this woo-woo school and I'm like, I'm going to learn muscle testing. They didn't teach us muscle testing. So I learned so much becoming a holistic nutritionist, but, and here's the thing, like I was taught muscle testing, but I thought that muscle testing would be integrated into the curriculum, but it wasn't. We were taught very much about bioindividuality, which has always been important to me, and which is why muscle testing is so important. Because here's the thing, we're taught as nutritionists and dietitians, like, blueberries have this compound and this compound, and these health benefits and these vitamins and minerals and nutrients. But like, are blueberries good for you? Well, this is where muscle testing comes in, because again, we're learning about the benefits and 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 side effects and all of the things of all of these foods. But I was like, why is no one teaching that, like, it depends on the person? And they would say it depends on the person, but I'm like, well, why don't we just ask that person and ask their body? Because like, I could tell you, yes, I love blueberries. I love blueberries. But are they good for you? For some people, they're actually not. I know that sounds wild and crazy, but like, if you're going through a healing journey, perhaps you're like in the midst of healing something and you should not be having any sugar, like, all of those nutrients and blueberries might not be good for you. And for example, kale is like one of the ones that, like, it has all these health benefits, but it's so split, because it also has a lot of anti-nutrients and like, perhaps if you need to fix your gut and like heal your gut, like, raw kale may not be ideal for you. But here's the thing, like, we can literally ask via the body. So this is why I got so excited to learn muscle testing and to do muscle testing, and so bummed that this wasn't incorporated into my curriculum. And this is not to bash my school or anything by any means, because again, I learned so much and I'm so grateful for this education. And but I have found that this is so important when looking at food and supplements. Can you imagine if, rather than just guessing, like, you have X condition, you should take Y supplement? What if you were like, well, you have X condition, let's muscle test to see which supplement would be really beneficial for this condition? Because this is what's wild, is just because a certain supplement has been shown to help a certain condition might not mean that it is going to help your condition in your body, because all of our bodies, all of our physiology are completely different. And this is where muscle testing comes in. We can ask the body, bypass the conscious mind, and ask body, subconscious mind, source, universe, God, soul, what does this body need? And you're going to get an answer. You're going to get an answer that is accurate. And the best part is, I share on Instagram, I muscle test my supplements every single day. Which one should I take today? Can you imagine just knowing what supplements you should take today? Because, and also, like, just because you needed one yesterday doesn't mean you need it today. Can you imagine knowing how many you need? Do I need one? Do I need two? Do I need 10? I notice this a lot when people begin their healing journeys. They need like 10 of something when the serving size is 1. And then and you could even test, how long does this body need it for? 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, 4 days? Can you imagine just having access to this at your fingertips? And so that's where I then dove into spirituality and became a hypnotherapist. And I saw the power of our subconscious mind. And so I feel like muscle testing really is the bridge between science and spirituality, because this is backed in science, yet we are tapping into the energetics of your body, using your body as the conduit, as a tuning fork of what an answer is. So I've just talked about foods and supplements and all of these things, but where this begins to get really fun is that we can actually use muscle testing to ask anything. Would it be in my highest and best good to move here? Would it be in my highest and best good to be with this person? Is it in my highest and best good to turn left or right? Would my body prefer to stay in tonight or go out? Is this party going to be beneficial for me to go to? Is this event going to be beneficial for me to go to? Would it be beneficial for me to meet with this person? Is there a person that is in my field that would help me with this project I'm working on? Can you imagine the kinds of questions that we could just have answers to? And another really big thing for me is I have to give credit to David Hawkins, because his book was like another huge part in my learning about muscle testing. And his book is Power versus Force. And he gives the map of consciousness. So now I use muscle testing to calibrate my level of consciousness, which again, I've shared on Instagram. I have watched my level of consciousness grow over the years, which has been so fun for me and has really shown that like this work works, and has shown like I'm on the right path and I'm doing the work, right? And this map of consciousness is a scale from 0 to 1,000, and we can muscle test anything. Anything calibrates on this map. Anything. So we could calibrate ourselves. We could calibrate foods. We could calibrate other people. We could calibrate places. The US, when he wrote this book, calibrated at 198. My guess is right now it's going to be a bit lower. On the scale of consciousness, anything above 200 is quote positive, and anything below 200 is quote negative. I put these in quotes because nothing is like good or bad or right or wrong. It's just in these lower states, you have like fear, apathy, anger, shame, guilt. And it's not to say that we are not ever going to feel these feelings. We live in this human experience. Of course we are. But the idea is that we learn how to alchemize and embrace these experiences so that we may fully experience love, joy, passion, courage, these like higher states. So it's not saying we're not going to ever feel these lower states and that we should like push them away. It's not the goal. But when we understand what things calibrate at, we can better work with them. We can understand that person's in fear right now. We can better approach them, because if a person is in fear, you pouring love onto them, it's not going to help. It's too much of a distance. They're in fear and you're in love. Like you have to actually come down to perhaps just courage, or even anger, because even anger is going to be higher than fear. And we can muscle test all of this. So this is why I bring this up, because it's so radically helped me in my life to calibrate and test things. So I bring this up because for me now, making decisions, I feel as though I'm able to make them with more confidence, more clarity, more ease, more joy, because I've learned muscle testing. And so I'm so excited because I did a masterclass teaching how to muscle test. I truly cannot think of a better gift that I could give anyone than teaching you how to muscle test. This is literally giving you the answers to the universe, as though I felt I received. When you have this tool in your tool belt, you now are limitless, truly. You can ask, should I take this course? Would this course be in the best good for me? Should I work with this practitioner? Will working with this practitioner be good for me? Is this food good for me? Is this good for me? Is this bad for me? Can you imagine just having all of these answers literally at your fingertips? I have discovered 5 ways to muscle test. One of them is with another person, which can be highly beneficial. The rest of the other 4 are on your own, by yourself. And I go through each of these ways to muscle test from, I would say, the easiest to learn to the most refined. I have done all of them over the years, and I started off with the easiest ones and began to refine and refine and refine to now I literally muscle test with one hand, and it's very discreet. No one knows. I can go to the grocery store. I could pick up something and say, is this good for me? And I will know just like that. one of the things that I find so many people struggle with muscle testing is trusting themselves. So many people just learn muscle testing and they think that like, if I just do this, then I'm going to know. That's not always the case. So that's why the way that I teach muscle testing really truly empowers you and helps you get that confidence, that clarity. And I also share a bunch of things in this class, how to become a better tester, because there are a lot of things and factors that can play into actually being a good testable conduit. It's not just asking a question. Like if you're not getting good answers, if you're not getting precise answers, there's some things you need to work on. There's some things that we can do that I go over all of these in the course, all of these in this class to show you how to be a good testable subject and receive answers just like that. Confidently, clearly, and no, without a shadow of a doubt, this is the answer. I really truly, this is the time that we are moving into, is taking our power back. Because just as though I believe doctors and healers and practitioners, of course they want the best for you, but can you imagine going to them and just knowing that what they suggest to you, whether it was good or bad, whether this pill, this pharmaceutical, this supplement, this protocol, it was good, bad, right, wrong, you know. And even knowing, should I go to this practitioner? Should I go to this healer? Just knowing, of course, or no. You have all of these answers within you. And this is what this class is going to help you remember, is that all of the answers are within you. Truly, every single answer that you could desire, it's right here. And it's so easy to get into our minds and think that everything externally has the answer for us. But when we can really, really come home, oh my goodness. I don't believe there is any greater gift I could give you than to show you you have it all right here. So if you are wanting to take this class, if you are wanting to receive this potent wisdom that I believe will 1000% change your life, the link is going to be below. And if you get it, take the class. It's an hour long that will change your life. 1 hour will change your life. I can almost guarantee. And so I want to come and hear, once you take it, I want to hear what your muscle testing, I want to hear the results you're getting. I want to hear the clarity you're getting. And because it's so fun for me, just as when I first learned, like a little kid, like discovering the secrets of the universe, it felt like sharing this joy with my mentor was so big for me. So I want to hear about all of your wins, your feedback. I truly don't believe there is a greater investment that you could make, because this investment could be the last one that you ever question and wonder if you're making the right one. After this, you will know every investment exactly if you should be doing it or not, because you will have this tool mastered and under your belt in a way that you have confidence, clarity, and know exactly what to choose. And so with that, my loves, I'm so excited for you to hold the keys to the universe in your consciousness, in your hand, and receive all the answers that you desire. If you feel called, the link is below. And until next time, I'm sending you all infinite love and light.